Here we are, ladies. We are back. It's only been a week. It feels like it's been longer. We are the Three Ugly Mugs. One of us, at least, are very hungover from 5 days of drink package. The other ones are Matt Fernandez and John J. Murray. What's up, boys?
Hey. I didn't drink it all this weekend.
Really?
I don't know. It was a new leaf for me.
What happened? Are you Mormon now?
You in jail?
My wife was out of town, so I didn't have a drinking buddy.
Oh. I would have drank with you.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying it like a positive. It's a good thing. I didn't.
Oh, it's a good
I find this was the first weekend in quite a while that I didn't
Oh, I
drink
thought you were
anything.
sad because you
No,
didn't drink.
I'm actually like proud of myself.
Wow. So what'd you do? Just whack off the whole weekend and dehydrate yourself that way?
I wrote a lot of roast jokes.
Oh.
Getting ready for the 19th at Devine and a lot of that, and it was very fun to just sit and stew in my hate. I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna end up being like a lot of people who aren't even gonna be there are gonna catch strays. It'll be good.
You're just gonna go after everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna
you've ever
kind
known?
of like air a lot of grievances.
Good. I like that. That's good. Yeah, that's going to be exciting. That's at Devine
It's this
Brewing.
Saturday at Devine.
Saturday, yep.
It's your last show at Devine, so why not roast you? That'd be great.
Well, it's not going to be his last show at Devine.
I'm sure John will book me down the
Yeah,
line.
he'll
I meant
headline it
that
again.
you're running. You know,
I'm running. Yeah,
You're giving it over to
My
John.
my
Yeah,
last Saturday show. Yep.
I like it. I'm glad that you're out because John's going to book me more. I'm already set for July, so that's good. So I'm
We got
kidding.
Johnny B in July.
You're the first
Zach
person everyone
Townsend.
books.
We got Zach Townsend in June, and we got Pat Garrity in May. So.
Dude, that's fucking, yeah. Zach's fucking blown up lately. Good for him. He's opening for fucking Santino and everything else. So it's good to see him doing that. Big, he's one of the big guys in fucking Nashville now, which is great. And yeah, fucking Garrity, I don't know why this guy hasn't become a household name yet, right? He just tours around in a goddamn jalopy
Does
with
more shows
signatures.
than anybody.
Yeah, he works harder than any comic you've
Killer.
ever seen.
He's an absolute fucking killer too. Yeah,
He's
so
homeless.
And he-
Unfortunately, he's
And he looks
homeless.
like he's starving.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
a literal starving artist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So come out to the show and throw food at him when you see him. So,
Throw him a sandwich. Yeah.
yeah. Poor guy.
Speaking of starving artists, we have a special guest coming on the show to talk about WWE's WrestleMania that's going to be this weekend. Please,
Is this a sport?
Yeah. Is this a sport?
Wrestling, baby.
Oh,
Wow.
We're talking wrestling.
Wow, bro. It is sports entertainment. Okay. Do not try that shit. Oh, welcome. Hi.
What's up? What's up, JJ?
As a fan.
You have the floor because I don't think any of us know shit about
Wait,
the current state
oh.
of wrestling.
We have JJ calling in all the way from Austin, Texas. And
Hey.
he's going to talk about WWE with us a little bit before he heads out to the comedy mothership.
Ooh.
Yeah, they go not yet, so I can not follow my dreams and watch a bunch of people bomb. All right, so
So you moved just
Nothing
to do the same
changed.
shit. Okay.
yeah, nothing changed. All right, man, we have this is the I want to say the fourth. They just about this fourth year they started back to 2 nights, so they started doing Saturday and Sundays, and this is the second one that the Triple H been in charge of
You
completely.
can sell 2 pay-per-views instead of 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they had to go to 2 nights because they realized that, you've been to a long comedy show.
Yeah.
Same as that
That's
thing.
smart.
They were like, we can't go 7 hours, and then by the time they get to the main event, they don't have no energy. So they turned it to 2 nights.
Anyway,
Well-
enough about Sunshine City comedy. Keep going.
Shut the fuck up. So that's so fucking cold. So tonight we have the big story this time is John Cena went heel. Heel mean a bad guy. John Cena haven't been a bad guy in over 20 years. This is the first time he's been a bad guy, and he going against Cody Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes' son.
He has the world record for the most Make-A-Wish Foundation wishes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
And the
It
first-
must be
and-
hard for him to be a bad guy.
And
Yeah.
the first thing he did was call out a bunch of kids
Bunch
for
of
buying
kids
his
in
merch.
his
Basically, yeah, he made this kid famous, bro. This kid was like, "I love you." He was like, "That's that fat kid." As he basically was terrible, bro.
How many cancer kids were holding on and then just gave up after he went?
Bro, I don't know. So they new toys, Cody Rhodes and him are going back and forth, and the whole story is that The Rock basically took John Cena and told him to go against him. So The Rock is basically Shao Kahn, and John Cena is Goro. If you need to scream,
nice.
yeah.
So
I
The Rock-
appreciate
The
that. I
Rock
get that.
now
I get that metaphor.
I did that for you. I did that one for you.
The Rock is like the bad guy boss now.
Yeah.
And what, Triple H is the good guy boss now?
I did.
Triple
I
H
saw,
is-
I saw The Rock was a bad guy.
The Rock is the on-screen bad guy. So they need like somebody to represent the company. Triple H can't wrestle anymore, so therefore you can't take any bumps. The Rock still
He's
get
just
hit.
the real CEO.
Yeah, he's the real CEO, but the Rock is like, we need somebody to represent the company in case we need to fight with somebody with the company.
You said this is Triple H's second?
Second one, he's been fully in charge of. Yes,
Okay. So it's been 2
Yeah.
years since the allegations.
been 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And I was at Vince McMahon last Raw, which is crazy.
Was it in Tampa or in Texas?
It was in Tampa. It was in
Oh,
Tampa.
nice.
Was
So
it
his
Vince last Raw or his last Raw
Yeah.
dog?
Those
Wasn't
were
his last
both.
Raw.
It probably definitely his last Raw. But that was the last one he was in charge of, and it was very awkward. He came out and said, "Hey, I'm still here," and then 3 days later, he was like, "I'm retired."
Yeah.
So,
Sad.
I know.
but that's the
what's
big
like,
storyline.
female match, because it seems like
Ooh.
female wrestling has been like a big part of it
It's
now.
incredible right now. So
From
you
what I
have
see.
so there's the two championships going on. There's the women championship and the world women champion. The women champion is between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany is
That's
everybody's
Ric Flair's
favorite
daughter.
Ric Flair daughter named Ashley. She's joined.
Woo?
Yeah, she do go woo. She slaps. She do the slaps and everything. She go woo, and they basically been fighting in the parking lot. A lot of going back and forth. They have. I don't know if you guys. They probably got rid of it, but they had a segment in the stage in the ring where they basically were calling out each other's shit. And Tiffany called her out for being that you're 0-3 in marriages.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was terrible, bro. Oh, they got way too personal. And then Charlotte Flair was like, "That's why your boyfriend is in my DMs." So they going back and forth. They got a nice little build-up going on. My favorite female match is actually the triple threat match for the other championship, the world champion. The world champion women.
Match. That's a
There's three.
one-on-one.
One-on-one. Yeah, three people fighting against each other. It's between Rhea Ripley, who is everybody.
Oh, I know.
Favorite.
That's. Let me tell you,
Yes.
that's one name. She looks like a fucking sexy Babadook.
Yeah, they call her mommy.
Yeah,
It's her?
Yes.
Then you have Io Sky, and then you have Bianca Belair. They're going for the big match, and their big story is that Bianca won the Elimination Chamber. Io Sky beat Rhea Ripley, but Rhea Ripley was like, "No, bitch, I want this match," and she was just minding. She was like, "I'm getting in my business," and then she mind her, saying, "Do what you do best." Interrupt the match. Now they're having a triple threat for the championship, and the story is basically between Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, and they don't give a fuck about Io, who's the current champion. And Io like, "Fuck you guys."
Funny story about Bianca Belair. Last minute, I got to ask to interview her on my radio show at night because they couldn't get her in with like a real personality at the time in the daytime. So it was an interview between two people that had no idea who the fuck either one of them was. Like, she's like, "Who the fuck Johnny B?" And I'm like, "Who the fuck's Bianca Belair?" So I'm like Googling her while I'm talking to her because I only had 5 minutes to prepare. All I knew, she was fine as fuck and was throwing bitches around everywhere. And ended up being a good interview. I pulled it out, but I know to this day she's like, "Yeah, I talked to some fat dude in Tampa. I have no idea who he is."
She's actually a crowd favorite. If there was a 1 and 2, it'd be her and Rhea Ripley. And Bianca Belair is very much a chocolate diva. I love her. So that's those are, So yeah, and the other man championship is between. I gotta get the other man championship is Jey Uso versus Gunther. Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble, and Jey Uso is one of the cousins of the Rocks. Best way to break that down. And he never won the championship before, so this is his big chance to win his first one.
Champion is what? Dusty
Rhodes'
son.
Dusty Rhodes' son.
I know that one.
Nepotism is real.
Nepotism is definitely real.
Is that the word? Is that the word? Is that the right word?
Yeah,
It is,
no,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
buddy.
Fuck yeah.
Hey, dude, that move to Texas done expanded
You're
your
crushing these
vocabulary.
words.
Oh no, bro! It ain't changing. It
He
just.
just seems smarter because he's in Texas.
He doesn't trust his own accent.
Yeah, bro.
You just DDT'd your vocabulary.
Yo. I've been trying to expand it, man. I've got to make sure people know I can read.
Do they do any like violent matches anymore? Because they did away with
Oh,
that,
yeah.
right? There's no,
So
like,
there's
blood and guts.
no women. Not really blood and guts because they still try to keep it PG. There is a street fight on this match
I
card
think they're bringing
between.
it back, right?
Yeah, well, they bring it back ish. They don't really try to go too deep. If you really want to have if you want to have blood and guts, go watch AEW. They're TV 14 and up. WWE stay with PG. But the big violent match in this one should be between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. They have a Sin City street fight.
What does that mean? They're fighting.
They're both going to do too much coke and get in a fucking fight.
Best way to put that. Yeah, it's basically a street fight that's in Vegas. Yeah, because they're in Vegas. That's the whole idea. They try to paint it all pretty, but it's just a street fight. That's a violent fight. And then you have Roman Reigns versus, there's another triple threat. It's Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. And they may get a little violent.
What I wanted to ask you, what did you think about Burt Kreischer hopping in the ring and Raw and like choke slamming a couple of those dudes?
I mean, look, Netflix been pushing a lot of the comedians onto the WWE network, and they do. I mean, look, I say this: if you're gonna jump in there, take a hit. Don't give a hit. Anybody can fake it. I can. There's a lot of living. I think he did. I think the kid he showed was like Austin Theory. Austin Theory is he sells very well, but you got to get hit. That's why the kid they Speed who took a spear from Braun Breaker, that was a great one because he was not supposed to get hit like that.
Became really, really similar to porno names.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Braun Breaker
and Brianna Belair.
And Braun Breaker is the nephew of Scott Steiner.
Oh, okay. I remember him. He loves steroids. He did all the steroids.
Next time you see Jander Gray, ask him to do his.
I've seen him do his Raw bit a million times, dude. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Could you imagine? Like wrestling does seem to be a lot of nepotism. Like the kids of every big wrestler that I grew up with are now like the adult wrestlers now. Like I remember Dusty Rhodes in the Florida State League and all that. And could you imagine if it was that way with everybody though? Like my son wouldn't be a doctor right now. My son would be like, I'm headlining Bonkers. You know what I mean?
Nepotism don't work well in comedy because you need to be stressful. All right. It's the only way it can work if your dad didn't do good at all. So it's just
imagine Rodney Dangerfield's daughters out there like, I don't get any respect either. But it's horrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. With wrestling and comedy, like nepotism will only get you so far. Like Dusty Rhodes has to be fucking entertaining if he's gonna be the champion. If he
Cody's
he just wouldn't be that famous.
It'll get you.
Cody doing a good job. He is literally the new kid's favorite. He's this era John Cena. Yeah, it's just that all the kids love him, right? Yeah, 100%. He's definitely gonna be a child. That you shouldn't say that. It sounds terrible. The child star.
He's gonna be around a lot of kids.
Oh yeah, the kids gonna love him. All right, he's gonna be doing Make-A-Wish foundations and stuff like that for the next couple of years for sure.
He's running around almost naked for the kids.
He wear pants though. He don't wear tights.
Start watching wrestling.
That's true, Johnny. You're much older than us. When did you watch wrestling?
What era did you start watching?
You were probably in
like
the Bob Backlund days.
No, it was that
Superfly
hurts.
Snuka.
No, well, yes. Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about it. So, it was like the Gordon Soley Florida State League was like big. We had the Armory in Tampa, so it was like Tampa was like the hub for all wrestling. But when I was a kid, it was Dusty Rhodes. It was Andre the Giant. It was Blackjack Mulligan. It was the Iron Sheik was a good one. He's like, I like to hurt people.
Iron Sheik's classic, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like that whole era. There was Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He would like bite the turnbuckles and shit, and it was wild. But one of my first jobs, I was a line cook at Denny's over by the airport. It was near the Armory. And I thought wrestling was real still, like real, right? And I'm out there making omelets and shit. And like every Monday they would have wrestling locally at the Armory. Well, all these dudes would come in, Hulk Hogan, all of them would come in and have breakfast together at like 3 a.m. And
Just out of their mind.
Also Tugboat. You remember Tugboat? He was like one of the first.
He was like 400 pounds, dude. He was
way
huge.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, he was massive.
Well, our waitress would have to get like a folding chair out for him because he couldn't fit in the booth.
Yeah.
And he would flatten it almost every week. He would sit in that bitch, and by the end of his meal, that motherfucker was like a folding table. But I remember like the first time I see them all coming in, and they're just all like, yucking it up and having breakfast. And I'm like, wait a minute, I just saw that dude like bust that dude's head open like on TV like 2 days ago. Why are they friends now? Like I didn't get it. Like I'm like 19 years old, and like one of the older dudes is like, "Are you fucking mentally challenged? Like, what are you talking about?" And I don't get it, dude. Why is Earthquake and Tugboat in here together? They're not friends. They're not friends. Yeah,
you're like 22 years old and you think
that's too old. That's your fault.
That's too old. If you have a job and you still think that, you're too. Yeah, that's too old.
That's your fault. That's not wrestling. That's your fault.
We didn't have the fucking internet, buddy, to fact check anything. What people told us back then. Okay, I didn't know.
Well, I mean, you could like.
I was 7.
Hitting each other.
Yeah. Well, if you listen close enough, I was like 7. I was like, the Undertaker can't be real. There's no way you got no blood.
My uncle made me believe that Mick Jagger sucked Rod Stewart's dick, and they had to pump semen out of his stomach. I believe that. I couldn't fact check that guy at all. It's horrible.
That's when the internet killed Urban Limits.
Yeah,
the internet killed rumors.
Getting his ribs removed to suck his.
I remember that one as a kid.
Everybody knows that rumor, but the internet wasn't live back then.
No internet, dude. I wasn't gonna buy the whole Encyclopedia Britannica set to try to fucking figure shit out. I just had to go with stuff.
It's in his autobiography. Go ahead and read it. And I'm like,
right. Just searching for reels removal.
What was your favorite guy growing up?
Dude, I came up in the Attitude Era, and I loved it back then. It was very, very violent. The Rock. There was a match he had with Mankind where he handcuffed his hands behind his back.
Oh, the I Quit
hit
match.
Him in a head with a chair like 25 times.
I remember that.
In front of his wife and child.
Oh my God.
You can hear his child screaming, "Daddy, no!"
It's beautiful.
It's one of the most. It's pretty fucked up, even for a wrestling match.
Mankind always push the boundaries between real and fake because it's like obviously he's really getting hurt.
Oh yeah, you're not faking those chair shots, dude. If I hit you with a chair, it hurts.
That's the only thing that's about real about it.
Violent.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. That's the only way they can compete with the other network.
Yeah, WCW.
I had a neighbor for a while that was like one of the lower level wrestling. Like it was like in late 80s, and I was in high school, and it was I don't know what it was like the AAA of fucking wrestling, but he invited us out to go watch him, and he was like fake Blackjack Mulligan. He called himself like, I don't know, fucking 21 stud Mulligan or something, but he had the same thing. He had the little hat and all the shit. But those guys back in the 80s, like Dusty Rhodes, all those guys, they would cut their forehead and put Vaseline over it. And in the middle of the fight, they would rub it off and then gush in blood and shit.
Right.
Well, the AAA guys, they weren't as good at like the movie magic. So they would be bleeding before they even got in the ring and shit. So they would just walk into the ring, just bleeding everywhere. It was like a fucking horror movie. It was like Carrie. And they're like, come to the stage.
Yeah.
It's Bobby the Butcher.
The Dark Side of Wrestling. It's on Hulu now, I think.
Oh yeah,
that's one of my favorite shows, man.
Serious,
There's some like if you go back into like the old ECW days, there's a kid who there's a fat kid who wrestled one match and died.
Yeah,
this dude cut his head open with a pizza cutter, like from ear to ear, like he was got to take his fucking brain out.
Yeah, I'm not a big crazy in the current days. There's a dude in AEW, the other company, who took a bat with nails on it to the back.
Yeah, at a point,
a baseball bat and it stuck to him. They're like, how do you pull it off? You should definitely look at it. You should look it up. It's fucking crazy. It was disgusting.
I love Bob Earl's enthusiasm. He's the guy who got thrown off the cage. You know how many people have been thrown off cages? He was thrown off the hell in the cell.
Yeah, Mankind is like he's like the famous one.
That's like the
he lost his tooth that day, and then he climbed back up it to go back down. Yeah, he thought it was a booger.
Went up and came out of his nose.
Jesus.
Yeah. I would watch wrestling if it was all like the 50-foot ladder matches and the cage matches where they fall off a 4-story building and
wow.
Yeah, like John Wick.
Got a lot of violence. A lot of violence in your life.
They do. They're stuntmen. They're stuntmen who put on a story.
My favorite, I think, of the Attitude Era was Stone Cold.
Of course, he's
for sure.
He's the GOAT.
And then what was that? Golden Age was Randy Macho Man Savage.
He was the best on the mic because he was visibly on cocaine.
Oh yeah, he was so coked up to the gills.
He was so coked up,
eating nothing but Slim Jims.
Yeah, he was so coked up that was his actual voice.
Ooh,
hell yeah.
Speaking of Stone Cold, have you guys ever seen the it's on YouTube and everything? You ever seen the kid with Down syndrome and he got the 2 beer bottles and he's standing
there once a month, Johnny B.
He's standing in the pool and he's like, and he comes out and he's like, Stone Cold, and you can see his whole family and like one of it, like his brother's like, don't fucking do it, and he just
like, don't do it.
He just smashes the beer bottles and starts drinking it, and his mom's running over like, nobody move. The glass is full of, or the pool is full of glass. Oh, it's so good, dude. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna tell you my favorite Down syndrome kid story, and I gotta leave.
Perfect.
I was gonna ask about your
no, shut up, John. It's better.
It's a new video.
He's no longer our video. You're not the wrestling consultant anymore. We're gonna pivot.
Hey,
right.
Let him
also, hit me up for SummerSlam this year. It's 2 nights event, so hit me up for that one. But my favorite hand is a Nuke's video of this kid dressed up as a scorpion from Mortal Kombat, and they just start screaming like, Jeffrey, don't do it. Jeffrey, don't do it. And he got the little cable thing that Scorpion have, and he breaks his black man mirror. He breaks his black man window. Yeah. And they tell him to go back in the house. It's one of the greatest shit ever. But you can tell they want to beat his ass, but they don't.
I saw it, dude.
It has nothing to do with wrestling.
It don't. But I just want. It go back to Mortal Kombat though. It goes.
Okay, that's true. You're right. We brought it full circle.
I actually also have a story about a retarded kid for later in the show. His name is Zach Hampel.
Save it.
His name is Zach Hampel. We'll save it. But
okay.
Thank you so much
Thanks,
for coming on the
JJ.
show. And
all right, guys.
Have a good set, buddy.
Okay, guys. Enjoy your wrestling. Bye.
JJ Curry, fucking killer, dude. I love him.
So funny. Such a funny guy.
My
check
God.
out JJ Curry. It's I'm just JJ. I'm just _JJ on Instagram. So
yeah, he's another guy that used to be my feature. Is too funny to work with me anymore. So it's great. Yeah, good for you, JJ. You fucking go be a champion. He might be a household name one day. He might be. So
I hope so.
Good.
Now's a good time to remind you guys to please subscribe on YouTube and Spotify if you haven't already, and check us out on Instagram. It's at 3UglyMugs, at Matt Fernandez World, at John JS Planet, and at Johnny B Tampa, all on Instagram. If you want to sponsor the show or you want to book us, check us out. 3UglyMugs at gmail.com. That's 3UglyMugs with a Z at gmail.com.
That's right. Don't
Moving
be
on
bitches.
with the show, we got some. Oh, Johnny, you want to talk about your cruise? You just came back from the Calta cruise.
Yeah, man. Like hours ago. Yeah, hours ago. It
like
was
today.
I didn't think you would wake up for this show.
Yeah, we were going to reschedule because we thought you were just going to pass the fuck out.
It's called dedication, boys. I care about the fucking the mother muggers out there, and yeah, all of our subscribers. You know, I need all 53 of y'all to fucking keep on watching episodes. No, it was fantastic. It was over 300 radio listeners, you know, my Calta show fans. And this was Calta Cruise number 18. I did number 5 when it was called the Cowhead Cruise back in the day before he dumped the stage name and went with his actual name back in 2015.
Cowhead.
Yeah. Well, Cowhead was given to him by Bubba when he was like interning for Bubba.
Oh,
in the
right.
90s.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it's
like
tainted.
Well, it's just like one of those. It's like
Bubba tried to sue him because he was like using a nickname or something. Like, I own that nickname.
Well, he threatened, I think. But no, well, the thing is, that was back in the 90s when everything was like fucking Zoo Morning hacky kind of radio.
Wars,
So when in 2015, you know, Mike was like, "Look, I don't need the goofy name anymore." Like, he doesn't get offended if you call him that now. He gets it, you know, but it's smart to brand your own name. Like when I started radio, I called my show the Midnight Meltdown, and then somebody was like, "Dude, call it the Johnny B Show. Brand your name." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." Yeah. So, but the cruise went out of Cape Canaveral. We went to a perfect day in Coco Cay, they call it. It's Royal Caribbean's private island. That thing was amazing. There was this fucking massive pool with bars in the pool and a swim up bar, and if you had the drink package, and we did, you could use it on the island. So we just got trashed in a pool. That was fun.
How much extra is it for you to be able to pee in the pool and not have to get out and use the restroom?
I'm not going to say
you pay for that, loser.
I'm not going to say I did. I'm not going to say that I went to different VIP listeners and had them point out people for me to pee on. I'm not saying that happened.
Okay, good. I'm glad you're not saying that happened.
How was the show? Or how many shows did you do?
Anyway, Bobby Kelly was the featured act. He's like best friends with Mike Calta, so he's been on a bunch of the Calta cruises. If you look over the history of like the comics that have performed on these cruises, it was Ralphie May for a while, and obviously he passed away, in 2018 now, I think, and Bert Kreischer did a bunch of them. One year it was Bert and Bobby Kelly performed on the cruise. And then of course Bert got too big. The last one that Bert did, they had over like the entire boat was sold out, but it was like Bert fans more than the radio fans.
More than the radio fans?
Because he was so big at that point, Netflix and stuff. So now
I remember hearing that Ralphie May had to get medevaced out of the cruise ship one
I
time.
was on that one. That was the one I was on.
That one? Okay.
Well, that's how me and Ralphie became good friends, and how I became his opener, his regular Southeast opener. I had won my way.
Because you almost killed him?
No. But that was before I was on the radio. I actually won my like
Right.
JJ won that a few years ago where
the
they used to have a contest to open up for Ralphie or whoever. Ron Hortman's won it. So yeah, I won that. It was 2011. He got double pneumonia and got blood clots in his lungs. We're out in the middle of the Gulf. There's a hurricane we're avoiding out there. It was a wild fucking cruise. Well, Ralphie can't really perform. He did like 5 minutes and he had to get off the stage. I ended up doing more time. When we got back to port, they airlifted him like Dumbo drop from the port to the hospital, and they saved his life. He DMs me on Twitter, like, a few days later, and which freaked me out because Ralphie's, he's one of the biggest selling comedians at the time.
For sure.
And, that's not right. But he DMs me on Twitter, and I'm thinking like, there's no way this is a real Ralphie May. And he's like, hey, you got fucked over, didn't get to perform a real show with me because I was sick. He said, the doctors won't let me fly for 6 weeks because of the blood clots. So I'm going to stay in Florida and I'm going to book every room I can. If you want to be my opener, I'll lock you in for all of them. I'm like, what the fuck? So overnight.
That's right. That's like when he bought like T-Pain's bus or something, right?
Dude, overnight
I'm fly because of blood clots.
Yeah. But like,
I mean, it was probably hard for him to fly anyway.
Right.
Well, no, he got first class all the way. Obviously,
even first class. He was a big dude.
Yeah, but he had he had that tour bus, T-Pain's tour. That bus was nice, but I didn't really get to go on the bus because I was his Southeast guy. He had regional openers, so in Florida, Georgia, stuff like that, I was his guy. But like it was like his manager would call me from like Tennessee, and like the next hey, we got fucking a theater tomorrow, and I'm like, yep, be there. And then like, next week we got Hard Rock Live in Orlando, we got Capitol Theater in Clearwater, and then he would book like comedy clubs like the Improv, and it would sell out on a Tuesday in an hour, and then we go do that. Like, so that was awesome. And
all from just this cruise that you went on.
Yeah, exactly. But it was Bobby Kelly this year again, Skinny Bobby, which is awesome. But he's weird. Dude, he's one of those guys that should be more of a household name. I mean, just an absolute murderer. Like if you see him live, it's not even fair how fucking rapid,
all of his
fast
episodes.
Dude, he's so good.
He's a comic. Like,
he's so good.
I'm kind of glad he isn't well known. He's ours. We love him.
Well, no,
he's like a Dave Attell or fucking
yes, dude.
One of those types. Like,
and he's in that clique. If you look at like the crew,
he stands there while everyone's
or
smoking
fucking like
cigarettes
Dom Herrera, like those types, man.
If you look at the crew he came up with, like, and he's still friends with the ones that are alive, but the crew he came up with is Patrice, it's fucking Greg Giraldo, it's Norton, it's like, it's that all that comedy cellar from like 20 years ago crew. You know, he does the bonfire with Big J Okerson, and he's just like, everybody he's associated with are killers. So he's kind of like I am in Tampa. I don't fuck with unfunny people. I fuck with the Tampa Killers is who I hang out with and do podcasts with. He's that way with just comedy in general, but no, he was a sweetheart to hang out with. Again, I've opened for him a bunch of times, so much to where he forgot I pulled up a video from YouTube where he did a podcast. I was on a podcast almost 20 years ago called Nobody Likes Onions. It was another local comic named Patrick Melton. He was great. He was a great local comic, and then we had a huge following with that podcast. And it was when podcasting was still like nobody was really doing anything except for like Corolla and people like that. And he was kind of ahead of the game. Like he figured out how to get
even before Adam Carolla, I think.
Well, no, I think Corolla was like one of the first. He was like the first one, like that really blew up, like 2005. But Patrick was really smart with the tech shit. He figured out Patreon before Patreon. We had this thing called the Super Alpha Bonus Club, he called it, and 100,000 people were subscribed, $10 a month, and it was wild. Anyway, but we had Bobby Kelly on the podcast. We had Mike Calva on that podcast before he was on the Bone, and but Bobby Kelly, I featured for him for the weekend, and he was on the podcast, and we went to IHOP afterwards, and there's a video out there, and I can link it into the Ugly Mugs Facebook group or whatever, or a page. But there's like a 1.5-minute video where Bobby's trying to be funny and he's eating everybody's food. He's rolling up pancakes, dipping it in milkshakes, eating it and everything. He ends up throwing up in the garbage can out front. And this is the IHOP, right?
Funny.
It's the IHOP where I like near my house now. It's the one in Valrico. And what's not in the video is a guy I went to high school with. I hadn't seen in friggin' 15, 20 years. He comes walking up, to the entrance while Bobby's barfing, and he's got his wife with him. I'd never met her. And he goes, "Oh my God, Johnny, what's up, dude? I haven't seen you in years. Like, how you doing?" I go, "I'm great, man." The whole time Bobby's barfing behind me. And he goes, "Heard you doing stand-up now?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Man, we always thought you would be a comic, dude. You're so funny. And that's really good, dude." And he goes, "Hey, is your friend okay?" And I go, as he's asking me, Bobby pops up out of the garbage can. And he goes, "I'm never fucking hanging out with you fat fucks ever again." And then my high school buddy goes, "Is that the dude from Tourgasm?" I go, "Yeah, that's him." It's so fucking funny, dude. But no, we did.
I love that he threw up, but not from alcohol. Like he threw up like a child throws up from just eating too many sweets.
Yeah, dude. But Bobby forgot about that, and I showed him the video on the cruise, and he was like, "Dude, that is so cool. I forgot about it."
Bring that up again.
But no, we had a great show on the cruise. We did the last day of the cruise. We I did 10 minutes. He did like 30 minutes because we didn't have a whole lot of time in the theater, but it was fun. It was good for me to do stand up in front of some of the radio execs that hadn't seen me do stand up, some of the big salespeople in our radio company that hadn't seen me do stand up. And it was good. I had a really solid set, and then Bobby destroyed as always.
Inquiring minds want to know, did Calta give that guy a guest set? The guy who called in?
No.
And bought tickets or whatever? Good.
He didn't buy tickets. Good
job.
He has no money.
He actually posted a video where he was laying in bed telling everybody that he had a 10:30 show at a club that only books open micers. So good for him. Keep going, buddy. You're not ready to open up for Bobby Kelly. That's it. Wish you the best. I really do. But
don't kill yourself yet.
Dude, I don't know what's up with these.
I mean,
I want to say young comics, but the guy's, he's in his mid 40s. I mean, I know he's trying and everything, but if you're just doing sets at 2 clubs that only books open micers, you're not going to go anywhere. You need to branch out. You need to write, and you need to work on your 5 and get solid. So I've seen a trend lately with and not to go too far into into that direction, but have you guys noticed the trend with like newer comics now? And some of them are friends of mine that are posting 5 to 10 second clips that aren't funny. It's just like a second of crowd work or maybe a piece of one of their jokes.
20 seconds of crowd work or whatever.
Like,
and it's
what
not
the
even a joke. I have seen that.
And they're at open mics. So you have 4 people in the crowd laughing. It's like, what do you, this is doing nothing for you. Like, do you think that's going to go viral? Do you think that's going to get you booked? Like, wait on that. Wait on posting.
The appeal of posting crowd work, I understand completely. Like,
if it's great,
If it's good, yeah, burn
Yeah.
that shit. It's not material. Feel free, burn it all up. But I mean,
Burn
if you're just
all
posting
that.
clips just to post clips, so you think people will see your face, they're not going to see your face if they don't like what you're saying.
Not only 10 seconds but some of it's 10 seconds of just a montage of them walking into a club and in front of the mic, no material, just music in the background. Like, here I am, guys. I'm a real comedian. And then that's it. That's the clip. That's what you post. You just sucked your own dick. And for 10 seconds
in New York, and some online person that can like analyze video really well, like found him out, but he had just made like a little fake comedy club in his apartment.
We talked about this.
we did talk about
this. Yeah,
and he was just
one of the like first episodes. I think.
He was just shooting himself in his apartment and then like editing in like crowds
Laughter
from other people's comedy videos.
It's just him laughing.
No, he used AI. He used like an AI program that made it look like it actually enhanced it, gave it depth, made his living room look like a comedy club, made the crowd sound like a real comedy crowd.
It was like
it's kind of brilliant.
What gave him away was that the jokes were not funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
People was like, "What? Why are people in there laughing?"
You know
like,
how unfunny it has to be for people to watch it and go, I don't know how anyone could possibly laugh at this.
Has to be AI. It fucking has to be AI. No, but the cruise was awesome. So it was fun, but I had to drink pack. My wife and I had to drink package, and I'm that's why I'm drinking water now. So it's over. Back to reality, buddies.
I'm drinking a German Radler. I guess it's got some beer in it, but it's just mostly juice.
Oh, nice.
Lemonade.
Weird.
Like a shandy.
I'm also drinking water. This is the first ingredient of beer.
That is true. Yeah.
It's beer's pre-cum.
Yeah. And unlike John's drink, ours has no links to any kind of a fucking radical fucking country that eliminated.
Don't say it.
Okay.
Because then YouTube is gonna get mad.
I know. I pulled back.
We're doing so good so far.
Moving on to football. Yeah, we do have some sad news ahead of the draft. You guys wanted to talk about this.
I did not.
I didn't know it happened. I was in the ocean.
I just thought it was an interesting story.
Kyron Lacey was found dead in his car on Saturday night in Houston from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So this guy was in trouble. James, you want to pop in? James knows the full scoop on this.
It's a fucked up story.
It is a fucked up story.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts, dude. Like, apparently this kid, he's 24, but apparently this dude was on bond because he was accused of causing, he was accused of causing a crash that killed a 78-year-old man back in December, and then fleeing the scene without rendering aid or calling authorities. So then in January, he turned himself in. He was jailed, and then he was out on a $150,000 bond. So while he was out on bond, the police report says that they responded to a call from a female family member who said Lacey had discharged a firearm into the ground during a verbal argument on Saturday night. So today's Monday, so that was a couple of days ago. When they arrived,
that'll end an argument real quick.
Like Yosemite
Why
Sam.
didn't I think of that?
Bow, 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 bow. Yeah. So when they arrived,
I'm rooting too.
Rootin' and tootin'.
Killing old people. Yeah. All right. So when the cops got there, he had bailed. He had gotten in a car and
he sounds like he was a good dude from this point. I don't know what happened.
So while he was driving, he shot himself in the head.
The police were chasing him, and mid-police chase, he didn't even think that he could get away. He just shot himself.
Yeah.
What if he was He was trying to shoot the floorboard, guys. He just,
he was always shooting down.
Trying to end another argument.
I'm going to shoot up this time, and he shot himself in the face. But no, isn't
I
that
knew
a
this was
crazy
gonna
ass story,
happen.
dude? That's up there with like Aaron Hernandez type shit.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah, it sounds
not
like
exactly the same
TBI
thing, but that's
to me.
fucking nuts, dude. Like,
I mean, I'm guessing the reason he fled is because he was drunk the first time when he was weaving in and out.
No,
of
I'm
traffic
guessing
killed
from hitting
an
the
old
old man or whatever.
Yeah,
probably.
the first time, yeah.
Well, that and also like I'm going to be an NFL draft pick. I can't be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Second time, he must have. I agree, John. He probably had some shit from playing football from when he was 6 years old.
Yeah.
Until he was 24. I'm sure he had some kind of TBI concussions. That's bound to happen.
At what point though are we just gonna like? We can't blame everything on CTE. Like when somebody is a dick, can we just go with their like these guys in the NFL that do heinous shit?
Dick.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's way more than being a dick.
Suicide.
This is being an absolute goofball.
This is suicide by
a real barrel of monkeys.
This is being a real jerk.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if CTE made you kill yourself, Antonio Brown would have fucking blasted himself with a bazooka by now. You know, it's just,
I think in his heart he really wants to.
Shot himself, bro. You know,
he has to live this persona now.
Well, I got to tell you, this really fucked up my sleeper pick for the week.
Oh wait, shit! You want to jump right into that?
That's perfect.
Good job, buddy.
That is fucking beautiful. I know I had to erase all the banners. I was like, God damn it!
I had to add one stat to his chart that I didn't want to. You know what I mean? Like, his current 40 speed, not good.
That would be great if they just still talked about him at the draft like he was going to get drafted. He was shot in the head. It's going to really hurt his prospects.
This guy, I don't even know if he owns a gun, so I didn't check on that, but he's still alive. And he's somebody I didn't know a lot about until the college football playoffs. And he was the star of a game that was, I think, the most entertaining game in college football all year long. Arizona State versus Texas in the playoff game, where Arizona State had that game won, and then we're losing and we're winning again. And it was all on this guy's fucking back. And I like to call this guy Mini Allstott, because to me, that's what he looks like, a more agile. But when you're talking about effort, we're talking about just a tough kid. Cam Scatabo, running back from Arizona State. He is a fucking animal. He catches the ball well out of the backfield. He runs like a Mini Allstott, and he's got an engine, and he's just a badass. Like, 4.540 is great.
He's cannonball. I always thought he was. He reminded me of Maurice Jones-Drew, like very small but very like just hard to tackle.
Yeah, I mean he's way taller than Maurice Jones-Drew. He's 5'9.5", which that's not short for a running back, really. I mean that's kind of an average height for a running back, and 220. So yeah, and he's rock solid. Like he's a built dude, but it's the effort. You can't like even coach effort. That's something that somebody either has or they don't. Guys like Mike Allstott, where they don't go down on the first hit, or not Mike Allstott. I was thinking Mike Evans. Like if you ever watch Mike Evans, like somebody goes to tackle him and he drags him 6 yards, or
he rolls off him or something.
Yeah,
Mike Allstott didn't go down on the first hit either. You could have stuck with that one.
Yeah. Or if you want to go with Buck greats like LeGarrette Blount, fucking hurdling people and bouncing off people. But Scatabo's a guy, if he's on your team, he's gonna die to get a victory for your team. Like he's one of those guys, and he's multi-talented. He could do anything that any running back could do: block and pass coverage, catch the ball. If the Bucs drafted him right now, he's projected to be 4th round, 4th to 6th round. But I don't see any reason for him to slip. He doesn't have anything with his character. He's healthy. Everything's looking up for Scatabo. A team that needs, like a running back, they're going to get a steal. I like him for the Bucs because what if something happens, to Bucky? What if something happens to Rashad White, and you need to have a little depth there? And I like Sean. Why am I brain farting his name? Our 3rd running back, Tucker. Thank you. I like Tucker, but you draft a scam Catabo, you got him on the cheap for 5 years until, you got to pay your rookies, or 3 years for running backs, I think, whatever it is. And you have him there coming in, special teams player. You could give him 3 or 4 carries. He's one of these guys.
Goal line touches.
Well,
he's
when you
score.
What did they do with Mike Allstott? They kept him clean until the 4th quarter a lot of times, and the Bucs will be up by a touchdown or 10 points, and you're like, all right, we need to get some first downs. Now you got a defense that's tired. Could you imagine bringing in a rookie Cam Scatterbo? And he's mature. He took off the whole 2020 season with the COVID year. A lot of the players took off. They had the option to do so. So he's a year older, but his legs are still fresh. He's got, you know, all the experience and the momentum. Like, he just got better and better the last 2 years. He was an AP All-American first team last year.
1 year doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, I think it's great because it's
Probably
1 year,
better.
1 year off your legs.
Yeah.
But 1 year of being more of a man, an adult. You're going to be developed, but you're not all fucking banged up. You know, it's
it's
a
year to think about it.
Yeah.
Think about
no one takes more of a
doing.
beating than fucking running backs, man. Every day,
well, this
15
guy,
to 20 touches.
he's one of these guys that puts the beating on you. And I like running backs like that. Like, you go way back to guys like Walter Payton. He looked for contact. He goes, you want to tackle me? I'm going to fucking hit he would hit you, the safety. Like, fuck you. You know, like Scatterbo is one of these guys. He can make you miss, but if you don't miss, he's going to make you pay for it too. I like the idea of having him on our team, mainly because I don't want to play against him. If somebody in the NFC South drafts this guy and we got to deal with him, I don't fucking like it at all, because he is going to make a team a lot better. So he is my sleeper, because I think he should be a second rounder, and he's going to slip to the 4th or the 5th round. And also, you guys keep fucking with me because all I do is pick defensive players. So I was like, I'm getting an offensive player this week, and I like Scatterbo. Like,
no, this is good. I like it. I was surprised he was going when you said he was going in the 4th. I was like, holy shit.
He's a tough dude, and he's got all the personality. He has like a Baker Mayfield personality.
Draft too.
Yeah,
a lot of teams are looking for defense.
He's that guy that's going to add swagger to your team the way Baker does. You know, like he's the guy that's wearing the headbands and you know, pumping his fist and keeping everybody hyped up. And God, you got Baker and Scatterbo on your team. Fucking forget about it. Yeah, I like him. That's my guy. Go get him, Jason Light.
All right, let's jump into Matt's Young Studs.
Fuck yeah. Jump into him.
Long drives, wild eyes, find the rhythms, break the ties, guitar strings snapping, bar fights, young studs born for all night.
It's better every week, I think.
Next week, last one.
Dirt tough hands, rebel crew, no master plans, amplify the pulse through veins.
Okay, we're doing Tyler Warren. Turn it off.
Oh, he is
tight end from Penn State. He won the Mackey Award, best tight end in the country. He had 104 catches in a college season. Is fucking crazy. He also had 17 in one game. He has the record.
Is there any other receivers?
He has the record for most receptions by a tight. He got it against USC this year.
I watched that game.
He also has 26 carries. He had 26 carries last year. So I mean, he could like split out as H-back. He could he could do a lot of things. And I don't know where he's going to go though. I remember what you said last week about the Giants trying to tank for Arch Manning next season, and it made me think, like, if the Giants got him and Malik Neighbors, and then they brought in that would be a nice little offense right there.
I honestly think
he looks really good.
I think that's what the Giants are doing, and I thought about it a little bit the other day too. They're also tanking with coaches too. I think they're going to wait until if they got this fucking kid, just like you said, and they tank for Manning, and they go out and get like a premium coach. Oh boy, yeah, it could be nasty. No, this guy is a no miss. He might move up in the next. We got a week until the weekend, a couple of days till the draft. Tyler Warren is one of the hottest prospects right now. Everybody's talking about him, and you're right. He can carry the ball. He could be a Scatterbo in the backfield, and then
except he's fucking 6'5".
It's not fair. Yeah, but he could be fucking nasty. He could be like this new prototype kind of all around like utility guy. So we'll see. He might even play quarterback. Fuck him. You never know.
He's definitely like a nasty. You see a nasty streak in him. Like he probably fucking chews dip. He's got a little Morgan Wallen in him. You can see it.
Yeah, it's funny you were talking about that USC game, because I was betting on USC that game because it was like plus 400 if they won. And I remember yelling, somebody cover this big white asshole, because he's catching every fucking pass, man. Throw it to one of the black dudes. They want to play. Yeah, it's horrible, man. He's a bad bitch. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a trend of these like corn-fed motherfuckers.
I like him. I mean, he definitely won't fall to us, but I like him.
I guarantee you, Brock Bowers will have him on his fantasy football team. That's how fucking good this guy is. So yeah,
who's projected to go number 1 right now?
I think it's still Cam Ward.
It's still
our
Cam Ward.
Carter. It could be Carter.
It's Abdul Carter or Cam Ward, if depending on whose mock draft you look at.
It's Cam Ward, bro. It's done.
I think it's gonna be Cam Ward.
For the Titans.
Yeah, it's done.
They're dumb if they don't do it. Yeah. So
the draft basically starts at 2.
Yeah, next week I want to try to get Michael Murillo in here and talk about his top 5 or 10 picks in the upcoming draft.
yeah, I figured next week we should zero in on our where we should predict our 1 through 5 and see who nails it. So it seems easy, but I never get it right every year. I'm usually about 3 out of 5 every single year. So that'll be a fun next week. It'll be draft heavy episode. So
draft episode, yeah. This week, let's jump into some Lightning news.
Let's go.
Lightning have clinched their. I think they were the first team to clinch their playoff spot.
I mean, there's some.
They're second in the division. They're in their division, right?
Yeah. So Toronto was first. I think Toronto and then of course, I mean, mathematically, it was really
this
tough.
It's like their 10th season going to the playoffs. I think
They're very good. Florida will be in there again, and of course the Lightning. So our divisions, it's a toughie. It's a good one. There's some good teams in the West, but I think still East, like consistently, we have more really good teams. The West has got some super good ones up the top. That you have to worry about, like Dallas and,
Vegas.
Vegas, Colorado, they got some good teams, but the Lightning are in there, dude. And they're good enough to go deep into this draft or into the playoffs. I think it's this first round. It's our fucking Achilles heel.
That's what'll kill us. Yeah.
And we have to always face it looks like it's going to be the Panthers again. And God, it's a tough one, dude.
Sons of bitches.
Fuck you. Okay,
the 2 best teams in the league are from fucking Florida.
Yeah.
It makes for a good rivalry. I appreciate a good rivalry because we don't have that in the NFL. We don't have an interstate rivalry for fuck. We don't give a shit about the Dolphins.
Is, the NHL's leading point scorer, beating out
McKinnon.
Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, what?
No,
Wait,
that's a
what?
different story.
No.
What the fuck are you talking
Who am
about?
I talking about? Some guy beat Gretzky's record
The
last.
great one is back.
Yeah, no, some guy beat Gretzky's.
That was
all-time
Ovechkin.
scoring record.
Ovechkin did that like
Ovechkin.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well, we forgot to mention it.
Flip the
I
page
totally
on your
forgot
notes.
about it.
Yeah, no, we did forget it last week. You're right.
Yeah.
I watched that happen live. That was kind of cool. And then the cool part was Wayne Gretzky was like going to every game for like the last 5 games so he could be there when it happened. Which I think is such a cool class act
That's a
to
good
do.
sport.
Yeah, but I think he beat I want to say Brett Hull's record back in the day, and Brett Hull did the same thing for him. If I'm not mistaken, it was Brett Hull. But yeah, Gretzky was there. I watched it live. It was like 3 PM game last weekend, and they stopped the game. Gretzky and his wife came out. They put the red carpet on the ice, and they had this big presentation. It took like 25 minutes for all of it. I've never been like a big Washington Capitals fan or anything, but you got to know who Ovechkin is. And to see him do it, he's got one of the fucking meanest slap shots in the history of the game, and that's how he did it. And good for him, man. And good for Gretzky for being there and presenting and all that. It's a fucking feat. I don't think it's going to happen again, but they said that with Gretzky. But
How many goals was it?
I want to say 850 something. I'm off the top of my head, but it's a lot. It's a fucking lot.
Nuts.
And they did it in the exact same amount of games, which is like
I did see that. They did
896.
896.
Broke the record.
896 goals.
How many games, James, was that? Because it was the exact same amount of games. It was
Like 1,400 and change, but it was the exact same
Wow.
amount of games. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy. But you had to think of the average. He averaged like something like 35 goals for fucking 17 years just to get that
you're
high.
getting-
I was going to say,
I don't know.
Ovechkin's pretty old. He's getting up there.
So you're
But
scoring,
yeah, he's
more
he's-
than 1 goal every week.
He's all gray.
Yeah.
He's old.
He's all salt.
He's a little younger than me, so I just turned 43, so he's like 40, 41.
and he doesn't
fucking
look
gnarly.
like a professional athlete. He looks like a fucking tugboat captain.
He looks like an
And-
auto mechanic.
Yeah. And his wife is a fucking 10 and a half. I was like, God damn, money.
That's usually how it goes for athletes.
Yeah.
Hockey groupies are usually pretty hot and very obsessive.
I think the saddest part of the whole thing was Wayne Gretzky looks like he's rebuilding his face with Play-Doh right now, and I was like, "What is going on, dude?
Why do people fuck with their face, man?
I don't know, man. Don't do
Get
it.
a fucking
too much money on your hands.
Get a Brazilian butt lift. Do some weird shit. Don't
Get
fuck with your
tits.
face.
Get fake tits.
Yeah.
Don't
Put
do
one
this.
fucking tit in the middle of your chest.
Yeah.
Get an extra butt crack.
Just like don't fuck with your face. It looks.
Yeah.
It never looks right.
Get a purple mohawk. I don't give a fuck, man. But don't come on. Ugh, poor guy.
Let's see. I got to go to my first Rays game this season. Have you been yet, Johnny?
I have not, but they may or may not have reached out about another national anthem, so I will be at a game.
Oh,
so
yeah. I was hoping that they'd get you out there for a national anthem again. That's
yeah,
pretty
so
Rays are 7-8, not off to the best start, but we did take down the Atlanta Braves over the weekend.
how are they so bad? Have they won 3 games all season so far? They're bad.
I don't know how they're that bad because on paper they definitely shouldn't be.
Yeah, they're bad.
Their pitching's awful. Bad pitching.
Who's the kid that we brought up and he pitched a no-hitter for 5 games yesterday or whatever it was from AAA? Like
that was
hold on.
I saw a blurb because I was on the boat and I had bad internet, but I saw it pop up. I'm like, who the fuck is he? And I remember seeing his name in Raleigh, but that's how good our pitching is. Even our farm players are throwing no-hitters. Like, what the fuck, man? That's solid. So yeah, he came in and played his ass off, and I think we won the series with that game. What was it, 8-3? But at one point we were up like 4-0. So yeah, he had a hell of a game. That was really, really good.
Yeah, Junior Caminero doing pretty freaking great.
He's hitting it now. Yep, finally.
Put on about 10, 15 pounds in the
Me too over the weekend.
Put on about 10, 15 pounds in the off season, and yeah, I mean, he doesn't look like a kid anymore. You know, he looks like he's been a major leaguer for like 5 years or something. He's looking fantastic.
Yeah. I think the Rays are going to pull it together and have a solid season. They do this every year where you're like, oh no, do we suck? And then they go on like a 20-5 run. So
well, this is the week that matters because this is the first week of AL East baseball. So we're playing the Red Sox and the Yankees both this week. So these are the games that are going to matter, in the next. Or that are going to matter coming up in the next few months.
Well, the Yankees will be fun because we're playing in their house with our logos all over it. So that's going to be
our house now.
Yeah, it's like
That's
I'm your captain
background.
now.
I got Steinbrenner Field as the new background here for the podcast.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I got to go to a game there. Now, let me say it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was being a little bit of a baby about it. Okay, it was pretty easy to get there, but it's also not as good as the media is portraying it right now. Everybody I hear on the radio and on TV, they're like, oh, yeah, this is really great. Some outdoor baseball in Tampa at Steinbrenner Field. It's still a single-A ballpark, It's kind of the same as every single-A ballpark, and they're kind of blowing it up to be like this really cool thing. It's not really.
No, it's the best they could do, though, so it's better than nothing.
It's good to pitch.
Yeah.
It's good to have. At least we can have some home games.
Do they get flooded with Yankees fans?
When the Yankees are here, no matter where they play, Tropicana or Steinbrenner, it's tons and tons of Yankees fans come out. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
a lot of Red Sox fans are in the area as well. So these games will definitely be sold out. I got to see. them lose against the Angels. I was there with our buddy Krishna. Got to see him.
He's a goddamn scientist.
I know, dude.
He's curing diseases. He's out. Like Krishna. Why don't you do comedy anymore? Well, I'm trying to cure Alzheimer's disease. Well, okay, I guess that's a good excuse.
Oh, well, I hope you don't forget.
You think you're fucking better than me? So do I. You piece of shit. Yes, you are.
You are, bitch. How about that? Fancy man.
So we got to watch. We got to see one of the baseball's biggest idiot fans, Zach Hampel.
Oh, you were there for that one, right?
I was there for that one. That was the game that I was at where he robbed an out. So
that's the guy you were talking about.
So Christopher Morel jumped up to try to snatch back a home run, and Zach Hampel got his glove basically just over his and snatched it. Yeah. So this is the guy. Have you ever heard of this guy?
No,
He's got like
except for you calling him retarded like 30 minutes ago.
He's like a 40-year-old man that goes to every major league ballpark so he can chase down baseballs like he's a 5-year-old.
He's a nerd. He's a fucking nerd. He wears his own name on his fucking shirt, and he carries a glove around.
See, there he is.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking nerd, acne-faced nerd. He's got that nerd attitude. Like, did you see where my buddy Pat Donovan grabbed him in as he was walking by? He works over at 620, and he's like, "Hey Zach, what do you want to say about
I did see that.
robbing Morel out of it?" And he's like, and he had like a hoodie on, like he was a fucking Unabomber trying to hide from people, but he still had his name on his shirt, and he was like. He's like, "Why are you wearing a hoodie, Zach? Are you hiding it?" He's like, "It's from the rain. I'm worried about the rain." He just looks like one of these dorks, that got picked on as a kid.
Enjoy the sport. Well, I don't know what this weird obsession with tracking down baseballs is.
So, I mean, if it was a little kid who did it, would you still be upset?
No.
No,
Okay.
no, absolutely not. Like,
No.
I agree.
Obviously, a fan can get a little bit overexcited, especially when there's a fucking baseball coming at you.
No, because I don't see I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, the ball was coming right out. All he did was go bloop, and it fell right in his glove. I mean,
when I see a grown man at a baseball game with a glove,
you should be letting the guy. Yeah, if you're a grown man with a glove, that's one thing. But you should
if you have a
let the guy
kid,
play.
if you have a kid with you,
I feel like I could make the play better. It's right there.
if you have a kid with you and you have a glove and you want to maybe catch a ball and give it to your kid, okay. But if you're by yourself and you're a grown man and you got your fucking glove, fuck yourself, you nerd. You know what I mean? Like,
if you were on like a baseline before they put those nets up, I could see having it.
Nah, dude, you catch it with your hands like a fucking man, or with your
Like
beer
Willie
fucking
Mays,
cup.
pussy.
Yeah, you catch it with your beer cup, you fucking pussy bitch. I hate him, dude.
You ever see that video of the guy who's like holding a beer and his baby, and a ball comes right at them,
yeah.
and he just one hands that fucking thing,
Yep.
doesn't
That's
spill
a
the
man.
beer, doesn't drop the baby.
That's a man. You know what he did? He went home and his wife blew him. That's a man.
Well, he should. Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely got to get something for that.
Yeah, you think Zach Hampel went home and got blown by a girl?
That guy has never been with a naked woman before.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ever.
He's got
Speaking
he's got his glove on the back of her head, like yeah.
speaking of pussy ass bitches, you guys want to talk about the Gators?
Yeah.
Johnny B, you fucking coward.
I made the right bet, dude. I made the right bet. I made the fucking right bet for the entire game until the last minute. I bet Houston. I knew it would be a defensive battle.
Game.
It was. Yeah.
I knew
the low
both
was definitely
defenses.
right. Yeah.
So I had the over under was 140. I crushed that, and I had a feeling Houston would just be a little too fast for them. They're good on the fast breaks, and they're also good at slowing it down when they have the lead. That's why I also picked the fucking under. And I was sitting there with a 12-point lead in the fourth, and with 5 minutes left. I'm like, this is going to be, I bet 100 to win fucking almost $500. And it was my entire fucking account that I had left on the Hard Rock app. I go, this is going to be good.
That was everything we had.
It was going to be good.
It was crazy because the Gators, I don't even know how they won. No one on the team did really. Even Walter Clayton Jr., he had a fine game, but none of that happened until the last 10 minutes.
Bullshit,
Well,
dude.
Here I go
Best
talking
game.
with my fucking hands again.
Nice
Right
dick.
back to Matt.
I guess I'm a fucking criminal for being expressive. Turn that shit off, science man.
I don't know how to turn off the motion capture. Just gotta do that.
But it was a really good game. I mean, at least you got that.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Fuck
It wasn't. It was the worst game, dude. I still hate it.
Objectively, it was a good game.
Congratulations to the Florida Gators. They haven't won in quite some time. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're the
they
only
didn't have
college team, the only
They don't
college
have a good
that's
football
had.
team anymore, so might as well have a good basketball team.
Ooh, you're gonna get some emails.
What was the stat I saw? They're the only college team that's won 3 football and basketball national titles ever, or something like that. Or
They're one of the only ones to ever do it the same year.
yeah, good for them,
that.
dude. Good for them. Yeah, fine.
Rory McIlroy won the Masters. There, we did it. We covered.
He cried.
Did
He
you
cried.
guys watch any of that?
Hell no.
Some golf.
Are we happy that white people took golf back, huh?
Fine.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Finally, something.
they only lost it for 15 years, so it's fine.
Tiger Woods hasn't done shit in a while.
A long time.
I know. It's just one of those things.
It's almost
that
like
people
there
are
was
saying.
some drastic event that happened in his life that really changed everything.
Several things.
Fucking IHOP waitresses.
Was it? I thought it was like a Friendlies.
I know.
No,
it was like
guys. Guys, it was fucking. No, it was. Oh my God, I'm brain farting it.
You were so confident, you son of a bitch.
No, Perkins.
Okay, Perkins. Yeah, okay.
It was a Perkins.
I knew it was something like that.
No, my fat took over because in my head I was like, it was the one with the good pancakes, right? Yeah, that's what I was like. Oh, I'm good. I couldn't even think of the name. I was tasting the pancakes. He's there for pussy. I'm there for pancakes, baby. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I dude, I had so many jokes and when that shit happened, like I'll suck his dick for some pancakes, right? It was just so bad, but yeah, they got good pancakes.
Watch the Masters. I instead this weekend went to see the rodeo.
What?
Yeah, I went to the actual rodeo.
Another one that white people still have.
You went to an actual rodeo.
I went to an actual rodeo because remember we were supposed to work this last weekend.
Yep.
And it got rescheduled. So I did. So my wife
just
was
Google white trash events.
No, my wife, my coworkers were already going to take her to the rodeo, so they asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, sure, yeah. You can see everything there. I saw bull riding. They were giving out monster truck rides. So it was like a monster truck with like bench seats in the back, and they were just like doing donuts in like a mud pit.
This sounds like the coolest Trump rally ever.
There's no OSHA representative at this fucking rodeo.
I saw people riding mechanical bulls. I saw people riding real bulls.
Okay.
I saw a man driving a $500,000 Rolls Royce that had a face tattoo of the Hungry Howie's logo.
I'm in.
Nice. My dad rode a bull when I was like 12. And he just wanted to do it.
Just like a bucket list thing?
Yeah, it was a bucket list thing. And he was like, I'm going to do it. And it kicked him so hard that the entire side of his body was just a big bruise.
Yeah, it looks
From his armpit to his
painful.
waist was just a bruise on
You
his
just
side.
described you just described my second marriage. I got drunk.
One bull rider that was like a real professional bull rider that lasted 8 seconds, and then every other guy fell off within 3 seconds and just got shit stomped.
Yeah.
I got drunk in downtown St. Pete a few years ago, and their little country bar down there had one of those bulls on it. And
I remember that.
It was, I don't know if there was a BBW convention that weekend, but I sat there at the bar with a couple of buddies, and we watched every fat girl in Florida try to ride the bull. It was one of the greatest events I've ever experienced in my life. I'm just drinking beers and drinking old fashions and watching 300-pound women fucking bust their fat asses. And they were lasting.
Watching them try to get on the bull.
That too.
You have to like sit on and then like shimmy.
That's exactly what we did.
Well, it took 5 minutes to get on the bull for them to fall off in 5 seconds. It was good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we did after the rodeo, waiting for the parking lot to clear out. We just watched drunk people get onto the mechanical bull and like, fucking tossed over and over again. It was great.
The block in Fort Walton Beach used to have one. They got rid of it like years ago.
Somebody got put in a wheelchair.
But yeah, I think somebody got hurt. Yeah.
That's so good. Sign a waiver.
Safe. I don't care. Yeah, they weren't making anybody sign a waiver. They were just letting them go. Like,
that's always the biggest, least agile people doing it.
Yeah.
Of course you're gonna get hurt.
But yeah, the rodeo was pretty fun. We saw barrel racing. They did the thing where they rope the calf and then have to jump off the horse and tie it up real
fast.
Catch
that boy.
Yeah.
It's boy catching practice.
There was a lady that came out and she rode 2 horses, but she was like standing on each one's back.
Oh no.
She had like reins for both of them. Yeah, she was just running around. It was hilarious.
Then one horse went one way, the other went the other way. A baby fell out of her.
They put her vag right through torches. They ran on either side of these torches, and she was just her junk was just hitting the fire over and over again.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is the great American pastime, Johnny.
I'm in, dude. I'd never wanted to go to one until right now.
They got both kinds of beer. They got Busch and Busch Light.
Ugh.
Yeah. Because you don't want to be fat when people are burning their pussies off. Yeah, I'm in.
I guess let's get out of here. You guys got some shows coming up besides this Saturday, April 19th at Divine Brewing. It's the roast of Matt Fernandez. And then, what is that, May May 29th at the Tampa History Center, we are doing a baseball is history is a joke. Talking about the history of baseball, Tampa Bay baseball specifically.
Friday, the 18th, I will be in Fort Myers Comedy Zone at I think it's the Historic Arcade Theater. It's a now Comedy Zone room. I'll be there Friday night at 7:00. So come on out and see me there. I'll have my merch and I'll be long kissing people and meet and greet and all that. And then Saturday, I'll be at as much of the roast as possible for Matt Fernandez, and I'll be shooting over to Side Splitters in Carrollwood and be closing out the show there at 10:30 p.m. So that's going to be another fun show. Viral comedian Josh Prey will be part of it, and other viral artists. So I think that's the whole theme of the show is like guys that are big on.
Tell them to help us go viral, Johnny.
I'm going to do whatever I can, dude. Absolutely. So, yeah.
This Wednesday, I'm headlining at Florida Avenue Brewing in Wesley Chapel. So
it's a good room. It's a fun one, too. Yeah.
I don't know if it's sold out yet, but if it's not, get your tickets because I'm told that it sells out like pretty much every time, right?
It does. So. Yeah. Yeah. You'll sell it out, and the lineup's great. You got Jared on there with you. Yeah. What do you got? A guest set with James Hollingsworth? Never seen him do stand-up. Yeah,
so funny.
He's decent. He's hosted for me a couple times.
Okay, good. And so
May 23rd and 24th, baby. We're doing the Unholy show.
That's right.
Oh.
And then May 24th, I'm doubling up, so you can see me at St. Pete Brewing it before the Unholy show. If you want to come out at an early show.
Gonna do 2 different
and then I'm
sets.
going to shoot over. No.
I only have 1 set.
No. Don't wanna. Yeah, I got a ton of shows coming up too, and booking a lot more. So all of us are. So make sure you follow all of our social media and our websites and all that. JohnnyBComedy.com has all of it. So come out some shows. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at my calendar right now, dude. It's pretty crazy. All the local shows that I got booked. Celtic Ray in Punta Gorda on May 1st. I got. Niagara Tap on May 9th. That's a fun room, and I'll be doing karaoke with the people afterwards. I'll be in Zephyr Hills on May 23rd. I got Catherine Maloney featuring. I got Ricky Hicken featuring. Double features at a place called Cheers 54. Great big stage, fun. And I'll also be doing karaoke after that show. So come on out for that. I mean, everywhere from Lakeland and fucking Fort Myers, everywhere. So come on out.
Go to the website. Go to Johnny B Comedy.
It's a lot of shit, dudes.
It's a lot of shit. Before we get out of here, shout out to our producer, James Bothwell. It was his birthday. Happy birthday, James.
Happy birthday, you little angel.
Thanks, boys. I really appreciate it. I do.
You old asshole.
Right, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you subscribe for video at YouTube and Spotify, and we are audio everywhere else. And that's it. Have a great week.
Can't see us.